You're live.
I'm live. Don't forget to put my soda in the freezer.
Already done.
Hey everybody, welcome to Let Me Tell Ya. Today's episode of Let Me Tell You is another storytelling. I haven't done just a storytelling in quite a while, so I'm kind of excited. I am talking about a roommate I had in college. This person was, I can't quite put into words how this person was, other than like psychotic, crazy, insane, and just like downright bat shiz. Why don't we go ahead and jump right in to this person that I knew in college. Oh, but right before we get started, make sure you check out my most recent video before this one, which is a giveaway video laying out all the products and all the rules to enter my giveaway. It's an awesome giveaway that is linked down below. All right, let's get started. So it is the very beginning of my sophomore year and I'm moving into a dorm. I was one of those really crazy people who stayed in the dorm in their second year even though you're not required to. Why? So I was living with this girl. Let's call her Anne. At first we are hitting it off. Like, we are pretty similar, we're both pretty weird, we're both kind of like so we start being pretty good friends. But almost also right away she meets this guy, we're gonna call him David. Keep in mind, her and I are 19 years old. David is 28 years old. Now don't get me wrong, I don't think there's anything wrong with dating people who are older than you. I just remember feeling like he was just so old and it was really weird. Like, he seemed so old. And now that I'm 20, almost 28, and I look at 19-year-olds and I'm like, yo babies. It's just weird, it's weird. And this is like really early. I'm not even sure classes had started yet. The three of us make a plan to go to this event that's happening on campus at the beginning of the year, because campus has tons of stuff going on at the beginning of the year. So I'm walking with them, and then all of a sudden I notice that they're kind of like distancing themselves from me. They're like walking 3 feet ahead of me, and they're talking to each other, and they're not involving me in the conversation whatsoever. So I kind of bring that up to them later, and I'm like, hey, so why are you ignoring me? Anne says to me, you don't have to do everything with me, you know. Okay, so first of all, duh, I know that. Second of all, we literally made this plan together. Like, we literally talked about this and made this a plan, huh? I just like left. I was like, screw this. So the next thing that's kind of going on is that her boyfriend is at our dorm all the time. He even spent the night a couple times without anybody asking me if that was okay. And it was just awkward, and I'm trying to live my life here, and there's just this random, really old dude laying in the bed in the room with me, and I didn't like that. Or she would be gone for days at a time at his place, which was wonderful. One day I'm sitting in the dorm, minding my own business, when I just hear the key in the door. So I instantly tense up because I'm like, oh crap, Anne's here. Things were just tense between her and I. I walk in the room and she's just like, doesn't even twitch. But back to like the main, what I was just saying. So I heard a lock in the door and in walks her boyfriend David. And I'm expecting Anne coming in right behind him. But no, just him, 28-year-old man, just keyed into my dorm room. That means he got into our building without a key and got into our room with her key without my permission, without knocking, just walks in. I could have been changing. I could have been literally naked. Like, what the heck? That's like not okay. And he's 28 years old. I'm sorry. I was 19. That was creepy. I told him like I wasn't okay with that. And he was like, I kind of feel like I have a right to be here. You have no right to be here. None. Like, literally none. So I tell them like, please just don't do that again. Like, if he's gonna come into the room without you, please tell me. Things were tense at this time, but things weren't just like awful yet. I befriended her friend, who I'm gonna call Naomi. So me, Naomi, and Anne were kind of becoming friends together. They'd been friends for a really long time, and Naomi has a car, and I have a concert to go to about an hour and a half away in about a month or something like that. And so I asked her if she would be willing to drive me up there and I would pay for gas. Maybe Anne could come too and they could keep each other company while I was at the concert. This was just a suggestion. I wasn't thinking they absolutely had to. It was just a thought because I did need a ride. They actually were pretty excited about it. So this wasn't, they were just kind of like hesitant. They were actually really excited about it. They were like, yeah, let's do that. It'd be so fun. Like, we'll go to the mall and we'll like hang out and we'll like walk around downtown while you're at the concert and then we'll go back. I'm like, perfect. Hold that thought. So before we go to this concert, I had this boyfriend at the time from my hometown who was going to a college in a different state. So we would Skype each other, but I didn't have a laptop with a webcam. So I was using my roommate's laptop to Skype him for about a half hour every night to every other night, and she said that that was totally fine. One night I get a little annoyed because it wasn't working, and I just kind of like took the space bar and I was like, stupid space bar. I wasn't like slamming on it, I wasn't throwing her laptop across the room, I was just kind of stupid space bar. Everything was fine, and as far as I knew, everything was totally fine. So that weekend, she does one of her disappearing acts where she's gone from like Friday to Monday, which by the way is totally fine. She had been letting me keep my cream cheese in her fridge. That's it, just my cream cheese, because I needed some cream cheese and I needed to keep it in her fridge. That, because I didn't have a fridge, and that was the only item. I wasn't stocking her fridge with food, just my cream cheese. I wake up Saturday morning like, I'm all excited for a bagel. So I'm like, yeah, strutting over to the fridge, go to open it to get my cream cheese. I texted her and said, hey, is your fridge locked? And she said, yes, you have been abusing my things, so you have lost the privilege to use them. Keep in mind, I hit her spacebar kind of hard. So apparently I had lost the privilege to use her fridge. No words to me whatsoever about it, but just like a mother who found weed in your room, she locked her fridge. I don't know why that has anything to do with mothers finding weed in your room. And when she got back from her hiatus, she opened her fridge and my cream cheese went bad. I think she might have unplugged it too, because cream cheese, I'm sorry, does not go bad in 3 days. Now we are to the day of the concert. Go to the gas station, and I was just feeling like, you know, she's doing this. It's a huge favor for me, so I'm just gonna go ahead and fill up her tank. Yeah, so by the way, the concert started at 7 and there was 2 openers, and I did tell them that before we went. So we get to the venue, I run out and I go in line, and they're like, okay, see you later, see you after the concert. I'm all excited, see both openers, and things were going great. I had also met one of the Hansons for the very first time ever right before that concert, so I was riding a flippin' high. Right as Hanson comes on stage, I get a text. It's from Anne. What does Anne say? Anne says, is it over yet? Hanson literally just got on stage. I told you there were openers. What? How do you not know how concerts work? There's an opener, there's a break, then the real band comes on. So it was about 9 o'clock. She starts instantly flipping out on me, sending me these long, huge texts with capitals and exclamation points. She's like, what the heck? I have homework to do. This is so selfish of you. I can't believe this. Like, we're doing this as a favor to you and you are taking advantage of us, and I need to go home. And oh my gosh, she was freaking out. And I was trying to like say like, this is just kind of like how concerts are, and you guys agreed to do this. Like, this is, you guys were fine with this. She's texting me like crazy. I'm trying to enjoy the show. I just met someone I've had a crush on since I was 6. I really wanted to enjoy the show. And then she stops texting me. And who other but David starts texting me, calling me a selfish bitch, and telling me, again, I'm 19, he's 28. Okay, telling me that I'm treating them like a taxi service and that I'm completely taking advantage of them, and this is so wrong of me, and I should just, I don't even remember anything anymore, you guys, but it was 7 pages. Okay, so what I mean by 7 pages, there used to be like, it would say like 1 out of like 7. So there would be like pages of text. So this was, he sent me 7 pages of text, and I finally was just like, I really want to enjoy my concert, so can we please just talk about this later? And then Anne starts saying to me like, we're probably just gonna leave, you need to find a ride. And I'm just like, holy crap, they're gonna leave me here? I'm an hour and a half away from the university. What? Without even giving me a chance to find a ride, she just texts me and says, okay, that's it, we're leaving. They literally left me. So I was scrambling, I was talking to some people in the crowd, and I was just like, this is so dangerous, I'm gonna get murdered. I texted a friend of mine from campus who I'd known since high school, and I was just like, I am so sorry, but can you pick me up? He was just like very, very gracious about it, and he was like, yeah, I can do that for you, not a problem. Fast forward to a couple days later, her and I did not even speak or look at each other for like 2 or 3 days. The first thing that she decides to say to me, hey, so I need to talk to you. I'm thinking she's gonna bring up the concert, and she says, I would really like it if you weren't here all the time. Like, I literally live here. I, being very gracious, was like, okay, I could go to the library a couple nights a week after classes and study for a few hours, just give you some space, I guess. And then I was like, and by the way, about the concert, because I was thinking about just saying like, I'm sorry that you felt used or something. I don't know, I was trying to be a good person. And she goes, I'm not talking about that. Okay, whatever, Anne. One day I come home from classes and our room is set up a little differently. Let me show you what our room looks like. Here is how our room looked. This is the front door, and here are the beds. That's not a bed. Here's my side of the room. This is a closet, by the way. Just to kind of give you an idea, the closet has a door that opens like this, okay? Anne, one day, when I was gone, moved her bed there so that the door would open and create a little door to her own little sanctuary on this corner of the room. Not only that, but she hung up towels and blankets over the top of her bed, because we had like little things on our beds, kind of hard to explain, but like towels and blankets so that I couldn't see her side of the room. And she and David just pretended like I wasn't there, didn't talk to me, and they just had their own little space over there with him spending the night again, by the way, without my permission. Okay, fast forward a little bit. I see Naomi. Remember Naomi? She was the one that drove me to the concert. She was the driver, so at some point she made the conscious decision to ditch me there as well. She actually came up to me and she was like, I am really sorry about what happened. And she was like, I didn't want to, I'm so sorry that we left you there. And actually her and I started chatting a little bit, and so Naomi and I actually kind of became friends. So we were gonna go to lunch one day, and who do we of course run into? Anne and David sitting at a table. And what does Naomi do? I mean, of course she's going to stop and talk to her best friend. Of course she's going to. I'm standing there like, Naomi and I go on our way because her and I had a lunch date, right? And they were not included. And I would, I kid you not, like 30 seconds later, Naomi's phone goes off. It's a text message from Anne. I would never hang out with someone who was being that much of a bitch to you. What am I doing? What am I doing? You're the one that cornered off your side of the room like a weird little hermit in a dorm room and is completely ignoring me for the last few weeks and refuses to talk to me about what happened when you ditched me an hour and a half away. What? Naomi was completely like, I don't know what's wrong with her. I'm fuming, but I had a class to go to. On my way to class, I get a text message from David. Again. And again, it's 7 pages long. I wish I still had those text messages so I could read them to you. Holy moly. It was basically just kind of reiterating some of the stuff that happened the night of the concert, calling me like a selfish and treating them like a taxi service and blah, blah, blah. Also said, just because you can't make your own friends doesn't mean you should steal Anne's. Who is stealing Anne's friends? I'm friends with one of Anne's friends. I was so mad. I couldn't even sit in class. I was about to burst into tears. I was so angry. So I left him a voicemail. Like, I'm walking down the sidewalk yelling. I'm sure there were people around me, but I was like tunnel vision. David, me and Anne's relationship has nothing to do with you. It is none of your business. You're gonna stay out of it. If you ever talk to me again, I will file harassment against you. Don't ever speak to me again. I went back to my dorm. I went straight to the dorm advisor and I just told him I need to move out. I found a girl who had a bed open in her room right next door to Anne and me. And I was rushing my butt off to move out of that room. I think I moved out completely in like 2.5 hours. I just moved everything into the room next door, and she had a whiteboard on the door, and I wrote in huge letters across the whiteboard, "Enjoy," with a nice big ol' smiley face. That's essentially it, other than the fact that I talked to Naomi like a couple months later, and Naomi was like, she was really sorry that things had to end up that way. F her. So that's the story of my insane roommate that I lived with in college. Could I have done things differently? I completely own up to there's a couple things I probably could have done differently. I am one who believes it always takes two to tango, but I mean, really, this chick, like, I would love to know what some of your guys' fun college roommate experiences are down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, let me tell ya. Please subscribe by hitting the tempting red button right down below my video, and I will see you later. And don't forget to go down to that link to my giveaway video and enter that as well. See you later. By the way, do you like my shirt? It's handsome. Bop, da ba do bop, do ba da ba do bop. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, I just remembered.